Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Nemeka Onyeka Obiariri. Welcome again to our agro learning, agro training, agro empowerment podcast. Today, we're expanding discussion on the wealth creation potentials of the miracle tree. And many of you are not aware, the miracle tree is the Moringa Olifera, the high yielding variety stroke cultivars. For a little discussion into the numbers, the Moringa Olifera is a very, very important tree. It's called the miracle tree because it is highly sought after and highly used in all manner of applications. It can be used as for edibles, for those that want to eat it and use it for their culinary needs. It can be used in the pharmaceutical sector. It can be used as an oil. It can also be used medicinally. It's a 5,000-year-old crop that over the last 5,000 years have been used, for curative purposes. And India controls 85% of the global market of the Moringa. It's a market that is currently, global market size of that industry is about $6 to $9 billion estimate, and it's expected to grow to about $15 billion over the next 5 to 10 years, at an cumulative average growth rate of about 9 to 12%. And interestingly, we have been at the forefront of driving its cultivation, its processing, especially in the southeast of Nigeria. And let me break it down. For most of you who are not aware, Moringa is highly profitable. Moringa has a long lifespan. And Moringa, even the oil, is something that you can keep shelf life of 3 to 5 years. The powder, the seeds are very, very good. The leaves are used, even animal husbandry. Ask those who are into poultry farming. They will tell you how important the Moringa is in terms of providing feeding for their poultry and for their chicks. And we are developing massively the nursery trees. And like I said, we at Southeast Farms and Agricultural Processing Company Limited have this onerous assignment to ensure that we cultivate at least 14 to 20,000 hectares of this over the next 2, 3, 5 years in the southeast of Nigeria. For those of you who have land banks, please give us your land banks. Secured land banks, gated, secured, fenced with water resources for us to come and do the Moringa there. A hectare of the Moringa that will take between $5,000 to $10,000 to do everything will give you approximately between $10,000 to $20,000 revenue annually. And I'm not kidding you, I am being conservative. I repeat myself again, a hectare of the Moringa Olifera that takes about $5,000, $10,000, $12,000 to do, depending on the nature of the place where it is being done, will give you nothing less than $20,000 every year. And the interesting thing is that the Moringa is one tree that sequesters carbon dioxide 20 times more than any other trees of similar vegetation. And for this also, this project is a massive project that will help us also to gain carbon credit for Nigeria and for the participants. We are going to be registering these projects with the Carbon Credit Office, Carbon Registry here in Lagos. We are going to follow every of the protocols to ensure that we earn carbon credit and carbon revenue from it, planting these trees. For those of you who are not aware, in 2021, go fact check me, Delta Airline paid almost about $137 million, in terms of expenses to buy 2.6 billion tons of carbon credit. The carbon credit market is a $406 billion size market, expected to grow to about $1.6 trillion over the next 5-6 years. Interestingly, every time they are doing Paris Accord climate meetings, Nigeria will go with some of the largest delegates. 2 years ago in United Arab Emirates, it was a controversial, and the controversy was that Nigeria went with one of the highest number of delegates. We just went to waste our dollar resources, waste our money, go on a jamboree without even trying to see how do we benefit from all this climate fund, climate revenue And I tell you of a truth, a hectare of the Moringa Olifera plantation, with the way we plan to structure the project, we earn you at least $420 in carbon credit. 10,000 hectares of the Moringa, 10,000 hectares of Moringa Olifera will earn you nothing less than $10 million, and I am $4.2 million by way of carbon credit revenues. Carbon credits can be traded in diverse ways. Anyway, that is not the whole essence. The whole essence is actually growing it, cultivating it, processing it, and selling it. And we are going to be off-taking. The structure we have is that wherever we have our cluster farms, wherever you provide us with your land, we will also provide off-take arrangement to buy it off you. The demand is so huge, even locally here in Nigeria. We're not even talking about the export market yet. The market is huge. And so we want to encourage you guys, come on board with us. Just close your eyes and imagine where we have 100,000 hectares of the Moringa Olifera plantations across the southeast of Nigeria. 100,000 hectares, even 120,000 hectares. 120,000 hectares simply means doing 100 hectares in every of the electoral wards in the southeast of Nigeria. And you know one thing, let me shock you. 100 hectares of the Moringa Olifera plantation conservatively gives you about $4 million every year. I say conservatively, I'm not exaggerating. I say conservatively. It can be far, far higher than that. I'm saying, I use the word, I'm an investment banking executive. We try not to trifle with numbers. We try not to see conservatively a hectare of the Moringa, properly done, properly managed. You know, agric is mechanized, agric is high tech. Agric is not, it's like any other, you know, human endeavor. You know, the problem we have in this part of the world is that we do things flimsily. There is no rigor, there is no diligence, there is no science behind it. We are going to be very scientific. We are going to be very orderly. We are going to work with some of the best agronomists. We are going to train people. It's not a case of open ground, put the Moringa tree or Moringa seed. No. We will bring in the seeds, the best of the cultivars. There's already Moringas in Nigeria, so don't get me wrong. We are not the first people to plant Moringa. But the species we have here does between 2-3 tons per hectare. We are looking at the species that can do tens of tons of yield twice in a year. And it's going to be an exciting time. Close your eyes and imagine 120,000 hectares of the Moringa plantation in the southeast. We're talking about almost $1 billion revenue. I am not kidding you. I'm talking about 400 million to $1 billion revenue. I am talking about, close your eyes, I'm talking about carbon credit of almost about $57 million. How much does the states in the southeast collect as SAC? In fact, how much did the whole of the southeast collect as SAC and Jack last year? Is it up to $1 billion? And this is, so we are driving this. We will process it into diverse products. We will export it. We will sell locally here. We are creating the enlightenment bulwark to make sure that people understand this. India had been creaming out on this. That's at the last count, they had about 42,500 hectares of land planted in Tamanidu, the hub. They made almost about $2.5 billion. Fact check me. So we are doing this massively. In fact, it's like part of their daily culinary. They eat it in their food. In fact, one of my friends, John Carl, told me that he has a little Moringa plantation in his compound for 15 years. You can fact check me. John Carl is my very good friend. He's somebody you can consult and ask. Say for 15 years, he and his wife, they use it for ordinary tea every morning. So for 15 years, when they go for medical checkup, people think that they are like babies. I'm not saying you should go and abuse it though. Everything has procedures and processes. So come on board, give us your land. And if you want to do it yourself, we can help you come and set it up for you. Provide you with the high yield cultivars, not the kwashakod ones people have that's already in the market. The same thing I always say about palm tree. The local cultivar we have in Nigeria does about 2-3 tons. But in Malaysia and Indonesia, they have cultivars that do 30-60 tons per hectare. The same problem we have with dairy production here in Nigeria. We have 19 million kwashakod cows that cannot produce. None of them can go up to 2 liters milk a day. In Netherlands, their cows are producing 20 liters of milk a day. In Israel, even in desert, under high temperature, air-conditioned ranches, they have milking cows that do about 50-60 liters per day. These are human beings, don't have 3 heads. So that they are scientific, they are organized. And that is what we are trying to bring on board in what we are doing. We are going to be very scientific. We're going to be very orderly. We're going to work with knowledge. Knowledge is power. My people perish for lack of knowledge. And that is what we're going to do. Thank you. Share this. Talk to your governors. Talk to your local government chairman. Talk to your commissioners. Talk to the chairman of your Southeast Development Corporation, Northeast Development Corporation, wherever they are. We are willing to work with them to help them. I remain Nemeka Onyekobere, Group Executive Chairman, Southeast Farms and Agricultural Processing Company Limited. You can reach us on WhatsApp 090909000989. On WhatsApp again 090909000989. Email us info@sefapcol.com or sefapcol@gmail.com. Sefapcol is SEFPCOL @gmail.com or info@sefapcol.com. Come on board. Let's run and ride on this. These things are no skyrocket science. We are walking the talk. We have plantations that we've already established. You can come and take a walk to see what we are doing. And God bless you as you do this. We are very passionate about this. I am a very strong disciple of Dr. Michael Ihonu, a man who built agro-industrial belt, 214 kilometers in 7 years. That none of the current governors or presidents that have ruled Nigeria can tie his shoelace. The man still lives. His name still rings bell in history. He has left prints in the sand of history that is indelible. So if he can do it 55, 60 years ago, we that are living in the AI age can do 10 times better. And that is what we are driving. God bless you. Thank you for granting me audience.